This is Bridges Burned with Megan and Amy.
We already paid the price for telling the truth, so now nothing is off limits.
The bridges are behind us, and we're on the other side of the fire.
Clean Canvas Laser Clinic founder Marina Munro is a laser specialist, entrepreneur, educator, and advocate for healing and empowering. With more than 16 years of experience in tattoo removal and advanced laser treatment, she has built one of Canada's most respected names in corrective laser work and skin rejuvenation. Known for her ethical, hands-on approach, Marina is passionate about helping clients rebuild confidence while advocating for higher standards in the aesthetic industry. She is also dedicated to supporting women through transformation and recovery, including providing complimentary radiation tattoo removal services for breast cancer survivors. Please welcome Marina Munro.
Thanks for having me, ladies. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. What first inspired you to get into laser treatments and tattoo removal over 16 years ago?
I've always been inspired to help people. And when I saw, I'm going to call it for now, it's the magic, or it's the science of tattoo removal, but it really struck me as something transformative and something I was intrigued by and fascinated, wanted to learn more right away. When I saw that a tattoo could be completely removed, I knew that was going to be a big thing. I wasn't sure why it wasn't so popular then, but as it's refined through lasers and education, we can really restructure the collagen profile and give somebody a brand new beginning. And we can apply that to skin as well. So controlled injury really intrigued me.
You've built a respected local business from the ground up. What were some of the challenges of being a woman business owner?
Being a woman in business, I think we have nothing to compare it to. So we just continue to pivot and go towards our goals. But behind the scenes, there's this nuance that, like, if you're running your business, then who's running your household? And that is one of the biggest challenges, I think. Having to prove yourself over and over again. I've had to deal with a lot in almost 20 years of business. You deal with everything from somebody trying to mess around with, a lease, to being pigeonholed in collective spaces, right? And you really have to make your mark by asserting, I think, while staying humble, your knowledge on topics. Your poise really matters. I think that it's easy to become reactive when we think about women in business, because our grandmothers have been fighting to have equality, and we just still don't have that. I think the biggest thing that I have overcome is just not even trying to think of that. I don't compare myself with anybody, much less a man that's doing the same job as me. And I'm happy to go toe-to-toe with anybody on knowledge. And two, laser is about intuition. So when you're looking at somebody's skin base, you have a story in front of you, right? And this person, whether they know their family or not, you have to know their family. Meaning, if they have hidden melanin, your laser is going to tell you, all right? So everybody tells a story. And knowing how to treat that specific tissue is something that takes years of refinement. I think that people want, in this day and age, everybody wants everything right now, right? So when people come in with a tattoo, they want us to be able to remove it right away. And we have to manage people's expectations and make them relevant to the fact that we're asking your lymphatic system to carry a foreign body of some compound out of your body, right? Be it mercury or cadmium or cobalt. You're carrying something foreign out of the body. So having to tell somebody that that's the science behind it, and convince them that you're not convincing them. You're just telling them how it is. This is how it's going to be. You want this off by your wedding in June, but it's just not going to happen. So that, dialing back people's realistic expectations, that's a huge challenge in business. So there's a lot to overcome in this specific niche. I think that if you lead with honesty, integrity, what you know to do, and apply your techniques, and not worry too much about trends, right? We're going to hear every other year there's going to be a new laser come out that's supposed to be the next best laser. Well, if you start reading the peer-reviewed studies or look at the actual science of what they're delivering, there's not a whole lot of new technology, right? It has a pretty new face, but a 1064 nanometer wavelength will always break up black ink. So, it's knowing what you know, applying it, staying steadfast in your beliefs and your ethics, and just if you treat every single person like they're a family member that you actually love, you're gonna you're gonna do it right every time.
So Amy and I started in radio, and when we started, there was lots of females in the industry, but it really was a male-dominated industry, and in many ways still is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming tattooing, laser tattoo removal, all that kind of thing, that was basically men too. Because as I grew up, I remember only seeing men in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like for you to go into that? Was it intimidating? Did you question it, or were you just like, no, fuck this, I'm going into this industry because I want to?
Definitely no, fuck this. I'm going all in. And I also, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, be it man or woman, is what not to do. So when I learn from somebody, I'm going to watch everything, not just the message they're teaching me. I'm going to watch how they carry themselves, how they provide that service, how they're connecting with their client or not. If there's anything they're doing that's bothering me that I wouldn't want to see as a client.
These days, social media, there's face trends for everything. And, all of these, you should try this and do
Mhm.
this. How do you stay grounded in ethics and real
Yeah.
results?
So when you're using a medical grade laser, it's like a Michelin star meal as opposed to the little handheld gimmicks that are more like a can of Chef Boyardee. Okay, that's the easiest way to put it. It's blunt, but that's the way it is. Nothing you hold in your hand is going to go just above your fat layer and work for months to stimulate your collagen and elastin. We know that as laser techs. So applying that to ourselves, to our mothers, to our friends, and our clients, and seeing that real result time after time, there's no disputing it. So we know better than to fall for a trend. Now, it's worth looking into. If you see something that's interesting, it's not worth counting out, but it is worth looking into farther than the ad, right? What they're trying to sell you. So if it doesn't have a peer-reviewed paper written on it, then it's more of a cosmetic fluff, I would call it, than a medical application. They're just two different planets.
So you have worked with breast cancer survivors. What exactly were you doing with the breast cancer survivors, and how has it impacted your life?
Well, it's very meaningful for me to be able to provide that service. I do it simply because I can. If somebody has to go through the fight of their life in that breast cancer diagnosis and they get marked with ink for the radiation treatments, some women may wear that as a badge of honor and pride and strength, resilience. And to them, we stand up and applaud them. And for the ladies that look at it every day in the mirror and go, I just want to forget that chapter of my life, and be done with it, of course, we're going to provide that service for free. It's the least we could do for each other. When you deliver wavelengths to people, you start to really believe in the collective, that we're all one. So, yeah, like I say, it's the least I can do for our sisters that are survivors.
You are so big on women power, making women feel confident, making them feel their most beautiful. Where did that come from? Was that before laser, or is that just your pure soul?
I think that when you have experienced pain, which I have had no shortage in my life, and we get into a consultation with each individual person, we see how special they are. And a lot of people come and see me at a low point, and I work to inform them, and it's not a convincing thing, it's a let them know that they are beautiful. And so I'm going to facilitate this injury and give you less wrinkles or take your acne away or your tattoo, but you're beautiful when you walked through the door. And a lot of them really don't expect that out of me. This is not just a money exchange, it is a heart to heart. And some people don't want it to be that deep, and that's okay, right? We don't have to go spirit leader with every single person we meet, but I'm here for it. And the more I deliver wavelengths to people, the more I realize that, we are all one in this collective, that everybody has their shit going on. And, to have laser done can be very transformative and reparative to the soul, not just the skin.
What are some of the biggest reasons people get tattoos removed that you've worked with?
Well, the frontal cortex not being fully formed is a conversation
Yeah,
that we giggle
that's a big
about a lot. So people will come in and be kind of embarrassed to show me a tattoo they got at 15 years old. And of course, I have a tattoo from when I was 15 years old. So we can, if we have to bring as much comedy to it as they will allow. So if people will roll with comedy throughout their tattoo removal, it just works so much better. You're telling your lymphatic system to carry a foreign body out over a number of weeks as you are healing your tissue and being rid of a foreign body inside your body. And people maybe don't have to think that deeply about it, but when they do, it's helpful. It is. Believing that your tattoo is leaving, believing that your skin is regenerating. It's a knowing, right? People talk about vibes and meditation and manifestation and all these things. And we're literally delivering a vibe to you, right? And causing this reaction and then a beautiful birth of brand new tissue through a series of really cool applications that we do. So, yeah, I really love that part of the job.
I'm so happy I didn't listen to myself when I was gonna go get my, free tattoo at 16 years old. Instead, I got my tongue pierced, so that's
Take it out.
easily gotten rid
Yes,
of.
cheaper to remove
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely, but I was gonna get a lovely sun on the tramp
Me too.
stamp. I don't
Yes,
know
me too.
what.
And we had a
Yeah.
traveling tattoo guy come to town, right? And I watched this man build tattoo guns out of electric cars with a spinning motor and brag about how this is a new needle we're going to open and use on you. And I watched so many people that I knew go through this process of self-expression, right back to the frontal cortex not being formed. I went off on a tangent there about wavelengths and turned into a hippie on you guys. I do it a lot. But, that in the moment impulse, I'm going to do this. I'm putting that sun on my back. A lot of people go through with it. And then it's a decoration decision that their latter selves regret. And we see this bit of self-loathing in people with the tattoos, but it really doesn't have to be, the last thing you're going to do is hate on yourself for getting this tattoo. It's just something you did. And then to boot, if we have somebody that has done their tattoo in a time of sorrow, then they have this heart on sleeve scenario where they were feeling this way so deeply that they put a permanent declaration on. And then to remove that because we've moved past it mentally is a big thing. And so those people, right? For instance, you lose your dad, you put dad on your arm. You're always going to love your dad, right? Always. You maybe don't want to be reminded every single day, 10 years later, that pain that you went through at that time. So that's why we're here.
As tattoos themselves, the ink and the process changed in 20 years, making it easier to remove a tattoo? Like somebody who got a tattoo in the
Yeah.
70s, is it different than
Yeah.
today?
The more natural the ink base, I find it easier to remove. That's not to say that there's still not copper pigments in green ink, right? And these synthetic inks are very powerful as well. Delivery of tattoo has come a long way, and the style of tattoo It's kind of like fashion, right? We see the bell bottoms go in, we see them go out, we see the skinny jeans, and then we see that nobody's doing skinny jeans. Well, if you're one of the people that put a star nautical on the side of your neck in 2002, today, you may be regretting that decision, right?
I did the whole 2011 tattoo on my arm
Is
here.
it in not English writing?
I don't know what the fuck this
What?
is. Yeah, I don't know. I need to talk to
I'm
you later
here.
on because I'd like to
Any
get it
old
removed.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because the reason this lovely person is in my life is because of my husband, who basically, when he was 17, got a tramp stamp around his belly button and was looking for people. And he found Marina, but he had gone to a laser removal before that, who gave him second-degree burn with the laser. And because of that, it made everything so much
Yes.
harder. And Marina, God love her, took him on pro bono and was
Yeah,
just like,
because he was
I
so
want you to be
wounded
happy.
by the experience. I had something to prove to him. Because after all, we have to make room in our business for moments like that. Okay. That's something that I will always do. I see somebody, let's call them a diamond in the rough. We know they're a great person. They got dealt a shitty hand. Their trust in the process has been completely destroyed for good reason. Yeah? Because people lie to people every single day, especially in Nova Scotia when there's no legislation on this treatment. People
There's not.
absolutely not. So we're going to use the word clinic very loosely because I see attempted tattoo removal every week. And it didn't have to be like that, right? It did not have to look like that. How many people I see coming in saying, how much scarring am I going to have? I'm okay with scarring. And I'm saying, no, or this is what a proper consultation's for. Because if you listen to what I say in the consultation, I am telling you, we are providing you a controlled injury that is a non-lasting reparative injury. It's the only fountain of youth you have, is injuring the skin just enough to regenerate it properly, right? And there's different ways of doing that for different skin tones, the delivery of the ink, a wrinkle, a vein, a sunspot, etc. But if your tech took a 1-hour video because somebody thought it would be fun to go buy a bunch of lasers, open a business, and hire that individual, right? Seeing it as dollars because laser is a billion-dollar industry. They see that, they want to cash in, right? And that's not what lasers should be about, right? Yes, we have to make a living. No, we don't have to hurt people doing it. And the ethics behind it, I sleep very well at night because I take care of my clients. I'm not really sure how these people go on, but they are. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that legislation? Because I didn't know about that. Is that all across Canada?
No,
or
it's
is it
not.
Nova
It's
Scotia
province for
based?
province. I've been fighting about it for almost 20 years. Yeah. And I've gone to court for people and seen them win. And I've gone to court for people and told the process to a judge and watched the person lose after getting third-degree golf ball size burns, right? And those clinics can continue. They continue.
I saw laser hair removal on a girl in British Columbia when I was living there, and she had circle type red scarring all over her Brazilian, all over her legs. It was, and she was on the news because of it, and
That's
she
why
was
we pay so much in
I don't know what
insurance.
happened.
Yeah, well, because incompetence. So, in that case, this person's skin base might not have told the tale on the surface. Maybe they were on Accutane. Maybe they were on Macrobid for their UTI at that time, and they didn't disclose that to the technician, and then in turn the technician either didn't do proper test patches, is what I would have to say in that from what your description is. Your skin's going to tell us if you're photosensitive. It shouldn't be a surprise after you've done 3/4 of the body looking at it going, oh, you have block burns. Like, no, right? So we have to ask these important questions in an intake and do a proper consultation. And it's really cute when when people come in to see me, I always say to them, how you feeling today? And I'm asking them how's your lymphatic system? Like, are you sick? Because if you are, you're not getting your treatment today, kind of thing. And they always, a lot of them, good. How are you today? Like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, my lymphatic system's good, but it's not the important thing here. So, yeah, we have to be in good shape when we have laser done, right? If we're already run down lymphatically, we're not going to expect to have the same good result as if we were in prime shape.
So I know you're trained, you've done all your schooling, you continue to take classes. I suggest everybody go to Clean Canvas Tattoo Removal. I always do because I know who you are and I know your science. But if somebody's listening and they're not here and they can't get to you, what are some things that somebody should look for in a laser technician?
Yeah, for sure. So even when my clients move away, if they're moving to a new city and they want to continue on with their laser and we haven't finished up with them, oftentimes I will shop around for them in the city that they're in for the closest competent technicians. I would say that the biggest thing would be not to try and flood your brain with how this works. You don't have to become a professional laser technician yourself, but you have to listen to what people are saying, right? So if the person is promising you, yeah, I'm going to get that off in 3 to 6 sessions, they have no idea. Imagine before ever touching you with the laser telling you a number of how many treatments you're going to need. Because after all, everybody, excuse me, wants to know how much it's going to cost and how many treatments they're going to need. And I should have a crystal ball at this point and just pull it out and say, okay, this is the equivalent of you asking me that. Because I just finished telling you your lymphatic system, your defense system, is largely responsible for this. Okay, it's everything. So, if you're going through hormonal fluctuations, if you have an underlying dormant disease, if people get cold sores, they can't come in if they have a cold sore active. That means you're already run down. Your lymphatic system's fighting right now. You're not coming for a treatment, right? You're going to get better and then expect from your body. Back to that, everybody expects everything right now. That's the age we live in. It's like right now, right now, right now. We want everything right now. Tattoo removal will humble you in that you aren't getting it right now. There is no magical person. There's no amount of money that you can pay. There's no laser out there. If there was, I would buy it, that could turn you into, short of cutting it off and having a surgery. And in some locations of the body, that's just not possible, right? And it's an undertaking in itself. So you want one and done, you're going to have to go for a surgery to get it removed, right? So yeah, it's reminding people that you're not going to get what you want, you're going to get what you need.
Just a random question about this, just because I'm curious.
Please.
No matter if it's 10 sessions, 20 sessions, whatever it is, once someone's done, is the tattoo fully gone and it looks like skin again,
Yes.
or is there still some sort of
No, so we haven't met a tattoo. I haven't met a tattoo that I couldn't fully remove with the right amount of treatment, right? Sometimes people get left with the shadow of a tattoo, and if it's at that point, then I make them go away for months. Their tattoo will continue to fade, right? So subtissue is the main reason we wait 8 weeks. Under 8 weeks, if you're listening, do not go back for your treatment. If your technician, again, using that term very loosely, tells you, yeah, we can do that in 4 weeks. Why?
Yeah.
Your subtissue is just barely half healed, if that, depending on the delivery of the tattoo itself, the condition of the skin when it started. Like, are we talking about removing a tattoo off a leg with stretch marks? Are we talking about removing a tattoo off a bicep? Are we talking about removing a tattoo off a foot? Right? All these matter. Lower extremity is going to be a lot harder. Damaged skin, well, we're going to do scar removal and inadvertently your tattoo is going to go away. So you have to have a technician that knows what they're doing. And the way to find that is, I would say, reading honest reviews, perhaps, people that are willing, like Ev, to share their story and their success and say, hey, I had this really terrible experience, and then I have this to compare it with, and Marina's treatment compared to the one I had before is like night and day. And I see that a lot. Somebody beating away at a tattoo with the wrong wavelength. It's it's criminal. So
You have just opened a brand new spot. Clean Canvas Tattoo Removal has a new home. You just had your
yes,
grand opening. How is that going?
we love our space. Again, believing in the collective, I have two lovely colleagues that run businesses out of the same space, and we love the synergy that we provide for folks. So HD Beauty by Val, she does permanent makeup, and Jess Oliver Beauty does the most wispy lashes I've ever seen. And I just love these ladies. Finding people you can work with and trust is one in a million. So finding two of them, I hit the jackpot. And running our businesses seamlessly in the same big, bright space, being able to meet each other's clients, help them out if need be. It's just so beautiful, right? You're basically there at Diagon Alley and you need a potion, you need this, you need that. You have a wide variety. Um, and yeah, working with people with the same ethics is invaluable, right? You have to have the same ethics and be cheering for one another. There's never a competition. Um, so yeah, and we're actually looking at bringing on a nutritional holistic specialist. So we have even more room that we want to share. And I love the community of Bedford. When my husband and I met 20 years ago, we lived in Bedford, and I always loved being able to just walk around and these little individual businesses in these quirky, uh, older homes with so much charm and character. That's right up my alley. So when we saw this space, it was a no-brainer. And I hope to be there for a while.
One last question just to wrap everything
For
up.
sure.
What advice would you give women who want to start their own business in your industry or in any industry,
Yeah,
but are
sure.
kind of afraid to take the leap to do so?
Just do it. Just do it.
Do you remember how scared you were when you were parting ways in Clayton Park
Yeah.
and you were like, why didn't I do this years
Right?
ago?
And so being uncomfortable means you're growing. And so that first moment when you start to feel uncomfortable in a space, like you can't be authentically you, whether it's, and I'm not going to say conflict of interest, but it comes down to the ethics and where you want to be in 10 years. And are you happy? Do you sleep well at night? You know, and if you're uncomfortable, if you can't say that you love your job, we have this one life that fleets by, and we think that we have to lead a life of service for somebody else. Like we aren't capable of doing this. People look at their boss and think, oh, my boss, my boss. Fuck your boss, right? Go do what you are happy doing. Do what made you laugh when you were a kid. That spark that made you giddy. You couldn't wait to get home from school and do X, Y, Z. Go start there and build on that. What did you like to do? Right? And then make a reality of it. Yeah, of course it's scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. But just go out and start doing it. Right? People will talk about doing something for so long, and then they finally get to that summit and go, like you said, oh my goodness, why didn't I do this a long time ago? I'm worth it. You know, you're as worthy of your dreams as any other person. That's true, right? So why would you continue to go dump all this energy into someone else's cup when at the end it's going to be you, right? Corporations don't care about you. The government job that you have, if you died tomorrow, guess what? It's going to be filled by next Monday, right? So having a legacy to look back on, not an ego legacy, but like something you built to help people each and every day, that's what matters to me. So that's what I'm going to do without competing or looking too far to either side.
That's great. That's amazing advice. I love it.
If you have a tattoo or if you want to get some skin laser done. I've done it.
I
love
just
it.
did
I
mine
know, look
last
at
week,
you.
and I'm in a healing phase. I can't believe you guys can't see it, but it's
No.
No, can't see it, girl.
I like letting it go a little ways and then taking before and after. So I will share those shortly in the next couple weeks of my transitional phase from old to young, and you guys can follow along.
Yes,
Love
I'm
it
even
before and after.
yeah, as humble as you are, Marina, you really do care and you really do care about your work. And that's what makes you one of the good.
Thank you so much, ladies. It means so much to be on here and just chat a little bit about that, and be proud for a moment of what I do.
You should be proud every day of what you do because, like you said, build confidence and you're helping people, whether it's breast cancer, whether it's that shitty ass dolphin tattoo on your ankle that you're like, what? You make people feel good, and we need more people like you in the world.
I would say likewise to both of you. And I just can't wait to see what you both do next because you're keeping me entertained for sure.
I'm so
Thank
glad.
you.
Thank you so much.